أنتم تستمعون إلى أحلى FM.
شو بتعرف عن الاقتصاد؟ وشو بتعرفي عن الاقتصاد؟ شو بتعرفوا عن الأسعار وعن السياسات والقرارات؟ أنت الاقتصاد. أنت الاقتصاد. لنعرف أكثر عن الاقتصاد. شعارنا في برنامجكم المحاور الاقتصادي: معلومات أكثر، خيارات أكثر، حياة أفضل. في كل خميس تمام الساعة 2 بعد الظهر سأكون معكم أنا طلعت علوي في برنامجي الأسبوعي المحاور الاقتصادي، وعلى أثير أحلى FM. أسعد الله أوقاتكم وأهلا وسهلا بكم في لقاء جديد من برنامج المحاور الاقتصادي. هذا البرنامج يأتيكم في كل خميس. أسعد الله مساءكم جميعا. هذه تحياتي في الإعداد والتقديم طلعت علوي، ومعي في الإنتاج والهندسي محمد أحمد. واليوم في المحاور الاقتصادي سنصطحبكم برحلة إلى هولندا، إلى مملكة هولندا، لنعرف أكثر عن الاقتصاد الهولندي وعن دعوة الممثلية الهولندية في فلسطين لتشجيع رجال الأعمال الفلسطينيين للتبادل التجاري مع المملكة الهولندية. لتسليط الضوء على هذا الموضوع أكثر رح نستضيف اليوم بريغيتا تازلر، وهي طبعا Head of Mission Kingdom of the Netherlands. It's great to have you here, Birgitta.
Thank you very much. It's a real honor to be on your radio station.
أهلا وسهلا. Welcome.
شكرا.
Good afternoon. The reason actually we are here is to talk about, specifically to talk about the both relation between Palestine and the Kingdom of Netherlands. How to tell our audiences more about this relation between Netherlands and Palestine?
I think the Netherlands and Palestine have a very good relationship. As the Netherlands, we are extremely committed, deeply committed towards helping Palestine into becoming a state based on the 1967 borders. We have been here for several decades now with a large development cooperation program in helping you to build a Palestinian state. And also politically, we remain deeply committed towards that goal.
Mm-hmm. Now we are talking about the forum, specifically the bilateral forum. What is the main purpose of establishing the Dutch-Palestinian bilateral forum? I think it's the first initiative between the both sides.
Exactly. No, it's quite an exciting development. Our current government has decided that it wants to hold bilateral fora both with Israel and with Palestine. And this has to do with the even-handedness. It's a very political decision. You can imagine that Israel is a country that is rather richer. It has a lot of vibrant sectors. So for the business community in the Netherlands, it's very easy to do business with Israel. This is not the case with Palestine for obvious reasons. You're not yet a country, and there's less development yet, etc. Yet our government has decided to have two fora, one in Israel and one in Palestine. And we'll have the Prime Minister coming in December, on the 7th and the 8th of December, together with the ministers for foreign affairs and development cooperation and maybe also national economy.
What is the expectations of this forum?
The forum has three legs, let's say. One leg is government to government, which means that there will be bilateral political consultations between the ministers and the Prime Minister and President Abbas and their counterpart ministers. There will be a business-to-business leg, which means that we're going to try to promote Palestinian businesses and Dutch businesses actually doing business together. I will come back to that later. And the third leg is knowledge to knowledge. And within these three legs, we are focusing very much on the sectors that we feel there is potential in Palestine and also where we feel we have something to offer you, which is in the sectors of water, agriculture, and ICT.
Who's decided such kind of fields as water and electricity? We should understand that what is the real needs of the Palestinian economy to be developed and supported.
Right. I mean, in agriculture, first of all, we've been working on agriculture for quite a long time now already in Palestine. And in Palestine, there are very clear comparative advantages. When you look at the climate, when you look at the rain, etc., the soil, you name it, you have very good advantages. Yet the percentage of agriculture in your GDP has dropped. It means that there's much more potential than is currently being seen. We think we can help develop that. We are doing that with high quality products in vegetables, strawberries, fruits, but also vegetables, and we're helping the farmers in producing high quality products, and we're also helping them with marketing them. So currently, you've got very high quality export products that can be exported to Europe. We do it from Gaza and we do it from the West Bank. So there's a very clear potential here. On water, obviously, there's a big problem in Palestine. So there's a big need. The Water Authority also wants us to be involved here. And here we've got something to offer as well. We've got a development cooperation program, but with the forum, we're very much going to focus on cooperation between Palestinian and Dutch universities. 5 universities on each side are going to agree on a water consortium, an academic water consortium. We will fund that. They will also look for some funding from private sector, but the majority of the funding will come from us, and it will allow exchange of research, doing research together, exchange of students, etc.
Do you think that will affect the economy positively on the long term at least?
Well, with the idea of the water consortium, because there's one major problem currently in Palestine, which is you've got a very highly educated people. I mean, the number of people in Palestine that have studied is very high.
That's right.
But the match with what the market needs is not always optimal. So what we need to ensure is that the education is more geared towards the needs in the private sector. And this is one thing that the universities will also look into, so that they will actually train people into fields which are necessary in Palestine and not maybe worldwide.
Is there any kind of studies before that you did to know the facts, the real facts, and then to make the plan and the action plan after that?
Yeah. I didn't do it, obviously, but the people.
I mean, maybe the team between the
exactly,
from the both sides.
Exactly,
or something
exactly. We've got a very good water expert from Birgitta. Who's helping us. We have people from the Netherlands who have been coming here for more missions. So this whole program is based on a lot of research that they did together. Yes.
The Palestinian products, back to the agriculture field, already exempted from customs and taxes in all Europe. What is the new potential issues that you're gonna give to the Palestinian products to encourage them at least that you have a good marketing here, a promising marketing here?
Yeah. Well, the important thing is to be competitive. Palestine is a country with relatively low wages, but not the lowest wages.
Yes,
there are
that's
countries
right.
with lower wages. So in your case, I think you have to have it from, for example, your climate advantages, like in Gaza, but also your quality. And you already have a good quality, but it can be even further improved and certified, so that you...
Have you tested before? You know.
Oh, I did. Have you
I
tried?
Mean, your personal background about Palestinian products.
Have you ever tried a strawberry from Gaza? It's delicious. It's a diamond. It melts in your mouth, and it is so wonderful. And it is being sold in Europe very well.
So you think it's going to be tasty, for example, for the people in
absolutely,
the
absolutely. And one product which has a very high potential currently are the herbs. You have become very good in producing herbs, basil and mint, etc. And there's a very good market for that in Europe. And already that export has started, but there is more potential for more access. Of course, the problem here is, again, still the occupation. You know, it's difficult for you to export. It's expensive for you to export because you have back-to-back problems, the crossing points, logistic. Yeah. Again, here we're trying as the Netherlands, because we also have a good relationship with Israel. We're trying to ask them to help us with that export. One example is
that going to be part of the talks between the two prime ministers, that how the kingdom could support Palestinians, or to make some political stress on Israelis, just to release or to improve the logistical issues for exportation.
It actually is a recurrent subject in our talks. We talk directly with Kogat, with General Dangot, but also our people in the ministry when they visit Israel, when they visit Palestine. This is on the agenda. One of the things that we managed because of that relationship is to donate 2 scanners. One scanner, container scanner, will be placed at Allenby Bridge, and the other scanner will be placed at Kerem Abu Salem, near Gaza. And the idea is that the products can be scanned in a container, so you don't need to unpack it.
Back to back.
The back to back will probably still be there, but you can place a container from one truck on the other instead of unloading everything and putting it in the sun so that the quality goes down. So we're going to proceed with that very much. But again, coming back to your question, yes, this is on the agenda.
It's approved from the Israeli government?
The Israeli government has approved it.
Because usually they put some restrictions on this.
In this case, they are very cooperative, I must say, because they also understand that in order to have a peaceful neighbor, you need to have economic development. And they are very helpful in this extent. I mean, I must say the Allenby Bridge project is going slower than we anticipated, because there's a budget that Israel itself also needs to pay for. We're paying for the scanner, giving it to the Palestinians, and then Israel will use it. For Kerem Abu Salem, it's easier, so that scanner will be in place in November.
In the future, it could be used by Palestinian customs.
Absolutely.
After the implementation of the peace process.
That's exactly the idea.
But now it's the same security procedures will be steady at the bridge.
For the time being, but it will be easier. And research has shown, Palestinian research has shown that the trade from the West Bank towards Jordan and further away will increase with 1/3. So once that container scanner is there and it becomes cheaper for Palestinians to export, the trade will increase with 1/3.
اوكي بريك، ناخذ فاصل قصير ونرجع في برنامج المحاور الاقتصادي.
شو بتعرف عن الاقتصاد؟ وشو بتعرفي عن الاقتصاد؟ شو بتعرفوا عن الأسعار، عن السياسات والقرارات؟ أنت الاقتصاد، أنت الاقتصاد، لنعرف أكثر عن الاقتصاد. شعارنا في برنامجكم المحاور الاقتصادي، معلومات أكثر، خيارات أكثر، حياة أفضل. في كل خميس تمام الساعة 2 بعد الظهر سأكون معكم أنا طلعت علوي في برنامجي الأسبوعي المحاور الاقتصادي، وعلى أثير أحلى FM.
أهلا بكم من جديد. Welcome again, Birgitta. Let me back to the forum. What is the procedures that will be? I mean, the preparation to the forum before we held to December. I believe there will be some delegations started from Netherlands and will another delegation from Palestine. What is going on at this stage, and what will happen in October as well?
Excellent question. One of the very important aspects of the forum will be business-to-business relations. Currently, there are relations between Palestinian businesses and Dutch businesses, but there can be an improvement. Because if you look at the figures also, even though they're not completely reliable, the export from Palestine to the Netherlands is maybe less than 2 million. Mm-hmm. And the import is around 10 million. Even though, as I say, it is not completely reliable because a lot of the import and export...
It's almost, I think, agriculture products.
Yeah, it's mostly agriculture. Yeah. But also a lot goes through Israeli middlemen, and then it is not counted on the Palestinian side. So it's not 100% reliable. But
I think it's a problem of statistics, not the real. But the real trade is about 2 million.
Exactly. The statistics say 2 million. I think it's a bit higher, but still it is low, and it can be improved. It can be increased. But Palestine, you will understand, is not a natural choice for Dutch companies to do business with. It's a small market. People tend to see it as unstable, and I think it is our duty and in our interest to also show a different side of Palestine. And especially since I'm here for the second time, I can really see those differences as well. Mm-hmm. You've got a highly educated population, as I said before, and you're very entrepreneurial. And the Dutch are also very entrepreneurial, so I think we can do business very well together. So what we have done, we have put an advertisement, and Peltrade is helping us. We are going to select 15...
So Peltrade is a partner?
Peltrade is one of our partners. We will select 15 high-potential Palestinian companies, businesses, and we will organize...
The same fields that we mentioned before?
In those fields, but we can be a little bit flexible there. We can be a little bit flexible. And we will organize a trip for them to the Netherlands of 1 week.
From West Bank and Gaza?
Yes, West Bank and Gaza. Mm-hmm. And we will organize a matchmaking trip for them. So for each Palestinian company, we in the Netherlands, we've got people in the Netherlands helping us with that, are going to find a couple of potential partners, Dutch partners, and then these Palestinian companies will go and visit all those partners. Mm-hmm. Also, what we will do during that week is we will organize, together with another institution in the Netherlands, an information day on doing business in Palestine.
Are you going to focus for the importers or exporters, or both sides?
Both sides. So sometimes a Palestinian partner wants to have a partner for import. Sometimes he wants to have a partner for export. Sometimes he's looking for a partner for an investment.
Investment, yeah.
Exactly. So it can be anything. Mm-hmm. It can be anything. So during that information day, we will do some nation branding, showing what Palestine has to offer, what it is like to do business in Palestine in order to attract Dutch companies. So the idea is, based on that mission, that at least there will be a number of Dutch companies, let's say 15, 20, 25, will come to Bethlehem, where the forum will be held, and then in December, where they then can continue doing business. And one of the deliverables of that forum will be that there is going to be a Palestinian-Dutch Business Council established. So this is a very important aspect of
that will be
the forum.
During the forum.
Exactly, that will be during the forum. Mm-hmm. Now, also we've got quite a number of good instruments, economic instruments, that the Palestinian companies can use. And most of your listeners who are in business might know them, others might not. But for example, we can subsidize investments. So the moment a Palestinian business has a partner, can be Dutch, can be Chinese, can be whatever, we can subsidize that investment to 60% of a maximum of $1.5 million. And already quite a number of Palestinian companies have made use of that economic instrument quite successfully, in dairy, in olive oil, you name it, in many different fields. So this is one of the instruments that we hope will be used more after these missions have been taking place.
Mm-hmm. As the initiative will start from the government, I mean the Prime Minister, Palestinian Prime Minister, and the Kingdom Prime Minister. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the two governments' policies will help for implementing such cooperation between the two sides? As usually we face some problem of the policies that it should encourage people to make more business. It's regarding the law, regarding the regulations, the procedures. What do you think that the most important issues that should be discussed between the both sides to make it easy to the both businessmen from Netherlands and Palestine to have strong ties between them?
It's an important question, but it's also a difficult question for me to answer. I know issues, for example, related to land registration.
Okay.
They are still not well developed here. And as long as you don't have good land registration and land deeds, etc., farmers will, for example, find it difficult to invest. But there might be other things that are needed for making a more conducive business environment. And I think the World Bank and IMF, but especially the World Bank, they're very much focusing on that.
Yeah.
And I will have to do my homework and come back another time to explain you about this.
You don't have to do that. But I'm trying just to raise some questions about the people here, because we have this background before with other countries. Maybe the new government is more open to develop the economy, but I believe there should be a kind of thinking together between the government and the private sector. Yes. What is your background about the initiative from private sector and how much they are trying and fighting to survive? As you know, 95% of our companies, as what we call it SMEs, as they are still the small companies, but they proved in the past that they can make the economy more stronger rather than the big companies. Do you have a good idea about this kind of economy? I know it's complicated here in Palestine, and you know that, of course, but you should have your own background about that.
I think it depends very much on the type of company and the location the company is in. But a lot of problems are related to access and movement. I think in terms of...
this is the most restrictions available.
The restrictions, I think, are from what I understand, are one of the major hiccups, because they increase the costs a lot.
Sure.
Otherwise, as we mentioned before, I think there is unemployment, so it must be relatively easy to find people to work for you. But the question is whether the people you need are also the people available. And here, again, the matching comes in between university graduates and the business community. So there can also be a better matchmaking between the two, and we can assist with that. We've got programs for that as well, to support universities in curriculum development and making it more market adaptive.
Back to the forum. Is the business meetings will be open to any businessmen from Bethlehem, from Ramallah, from Nablus, from Gaza to participate, or
exactly.
is it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's not only inside the council that will be established.
No, absolutely not. So what we did is we advertised. We have a number of interested companies. Of course, there has to be some potential in it, because in the end you don't only want to have a nice forum with people chatting to each other, but in the end you want to have business coming out of that. So we are looking into the potentiality of these companies, but we expect maybe 50, 60 Palestinian companies to be there. Let's say around 20 Dutch companies to be there, and we'll take it then from there. Yeah.
Finally, I think your office are playing already some part about giving some information to Palestinian businessmen. What kind of services?
Yes.
Instead of visa issues or passports for the citizens here, what kind of services? Yes. I mean, in trade and economic field, yes, that the office here in Ramallah can serve for the Palestinians. Yeah.
On the economic side, we've got 3 programs. The first one I will mention is PUM. It's called PUM, and it means that any company or organization can ask for a specific expert that will come and work with the company for 2 weeks, and they can do it another month later for another 2 weeks and a third time, to help them with, it can be really anything, because the database in the Netherlands is very big, and these are people that have just retired, but they have high expertise in cheese making, in organization and management, in the quality of paint, in the quality of ice creams, etc. It's a very popular program.
This is a sustainable service?
Absolutely. And a lot of Palestinian companies are making use of it. And I've tasted, for example, the ice cream in Nablus.
By getting experts from
Exactly, Netherlands, even though Italy, of course, is the ice cream country, but we have some knowledge as well.
Yeah.
And they helped this company in improving the taste of the ice cream and in improving the packaging. And I think they did a wonderful job. And the Palestinians are very happy with this. So this is one program. The other program...
I'm sorry, let's still end at PUM. Is it for all fields of business or...
all fields of business.
All fields?
Any.
Services as well?
Yes, yes, anything. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Services.
The second one, please.
The second is matchmaking. So if a Palestinian company wants to establish a link with a Dutch company, it can be on import, export, seeking for an investment partner, anything in the Netherlands, we can provide that. So if the Palestinian company has a good proposal explaining why they need this Dutch link on what field, then in the Netherlands we will find, let's say, 5 or 6 companies that might be a good match, and we invite the Palestinian company to come to the Netherlands, and he visits all of these companies, and then he makes a choice or not.
Do you have any
in any field
chances at this stage?
This is an open instrument.
I mean real stories.
Yes, there are, I don't know, 5, 6 per year the Palestinian companies who make use of that. Yes, one was looking for example, a good potato for for making French fries and stuff like that. So this is a successful one. The third one is called PSI. And PSI is an investment instrument. So it subsidizes investments in Palestinian companies. This can be done by a Palestinian partner with a Dutch partner, but also with any European, any partner all over the world. So if the Palestinian company has found a partner with whom they want to make an additional investment in their company, we as the Dutch can subsidize 60% to a maximum of $1.5 million of the total investment. And there are good stories about this as well. I mentioned...
also, this is sustainable.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not depending on period of time or something like that.
No. So every year, I'm not sure if it's once or twice a year, there's an intake. Then all the applications. Currently, we've got 18 applications. 18 waiting in the Netherlands, because we had a road show in Hebron, Nablus, Ramallah, and we explained to all the Palestinian companies, those who were interested, about this instrument, and it has really increased the demand for this instrument. So now there will be someone from the Netherlands coming with these proposals. They will look at the companies, they will test all the information, etc., and then there will be a decision whether or not to go ahead with this subsidy of investment. But again, if you look at Palestine worldwide, if you compare the number of positive answers to these requests to your capita, because you're a small population,
sure.
You're doing extremely well. You are the highest. How should I call this? The highest. You're on top of the list when it comes to number of
population.
Number of agreed upon subsidies compared to the size of your population. So and again, it shows that you are a very entrepreneurial oriented people, which is excellent.
Yes. What is your message to Palestinians before we finish this show?
I would say keep calm and carry on.
Thank you for being with us. Let me just announce some information in Arabic actually to our audiences. حلقة اليوم طبعا بتسلط الضوء على الشراكة بين هولندا وبين فلسطين. راح يكون في هناك فورم لقاء ومنتدى أعمال بشهر 12 المقبل. راح يفتتحه رئيس الوزراء الفلسطيني مع رئيس الوزراء من مملكة هولندا. الأرقام الخاصة بهاي المشاركات كلها موجودة على، أو أي مبادرين بيحبوا يعرفوا أكثر بيقدر يتوجه للموقع bal.nl.mission.org. المعلومات حقيقة على هولندا مثيرة للاهتمام من حيث عدد السكان اللي بيبلغ حوالي 16 مليون نسمة. في المقابل عندهم الناتج الإجمالي المحلي الGDP احنا بنسميه 836 مليار دولار. التصدير عندهم، تصدير المنتجات يصل إلى 661 مليار دولار. احنا بنحكي عن 16 مليون نسمة بيصدروا سنويا تقريبا 661 مليار دولار. طبعا لديهم الكثير من الاستثمارات الأجنبية، وبيحاولوا انهم على الرغم من ضعف التبادل التجاري بيننا وبينهم اللي هو أقل من 2 مليون دولار بنصدر أو قريب من هذا الرقم مملكة هولندا، مع ذلك هم بيحاولوا يعني يوصلوا من خلال هاي الشراكة لفتح المزيد من الأسواق للمنتجات الفلسطينية، بالإضافة إلى فرص استثمارية بين الطرفين، سواء كان لرجال أعمال من هولندا بيستثمروا في فلسطين أو لرجال أعمال فلسطينيين بيرغبوا بأنهم يستثمروا في هولندا. شكرا لكل اللي كانوا معنا على الهواء اليوم. Thank you Birgitta Tazelaar, Head of Mission, Kingdom of Netherlands. Thank you to be here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alawi. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. شكرا لمحمد أحمد اللي كان معي اليوم في الهندسة. شكرا لكل اللي كانوا معنا على الهواء مباشرة عبر برنامج المحاور الاقتصادي. هذا طلعت علوي، يحييكم والسلام عليكم.
شو بتعرف عن الاقتصاد؟ وشو بتعرفي عن الاقتصاد؟ شو بتعرفوا عن الأسعار وعن السياسات والقرارات؟ أنت الاقتصاد، أنت الاقتصاد، لنعرف أكثر عن الاقتصاد. شعارنا في برنامجكم المحاور الاقتصادي: معلومات أكثر، خيارات أكثر، حياة أفضل. في كل خميس تمام الساعة 2 بعد الظهر سأكون معكم أنا طلعت علوي في برنامجي الأسبوعي المحاور الاقتصادي، وعلى أثير أحلى FM.